up, guys? Today I wanted to talk about a quote that I heard yesterday. I found it on TikTok. I'll try to link the TikTok in the description here if I can. The quote says, "If you don't become the hero of your own story, you'll become the villain of everybody else's." What do we mean by that? What do I take it as? I take it as you have all this potential, right? Namely, because of the things you've gone through. With all this potential in you to be great, all the skills you've learned, all the hardships you've been through, have made you into the perfect person to be successful in the way that you want. You've been given all these tools to take over the world in your own right. And not using those tools and allowing yourself to live a cheap, wasteful life will turn you into a villain. It will make you be the villain of everybody else's story. The people around you, your family, your friends, after a while of you being an unfulfilled purpose and wasting your time and wasting your energy, you're gonna turn sour. At least I believe you will. You're gonna turn sour at some point because you're not realizing the potential that you know you have. You're not pushing to be the hero that you know you can be in your story. When that happens to you, the people around you are going to feel hurt by you because they're going to feel your disdain for your existence, and they're going to feel your disdain for them and the people around you. It's not a good way to be, and it's not good for the people around you. So how do we focus on becoming the hero of our story so that we don't become the villain of everybody else's? We've got to really focus on our purpose, focus on what we want to do with ourselves, and how far we want to take our passions. Because if we don't take them far enough, it's only going to hurt us and everybody around us. I feel like when you have a purpose to achieve in your life, you almost have an obligation to complete it. You almost have an obligation to get it done, because if you don't, where are you going to be left standing? What are you going to do with yourself after you realize that you've wasted that purpose you had? You're not going to be an enjoyable person to be around. You're not going to be somebody that people like to hang out with, because if you really, really feel like you had that purpose in front of you and you blew it, you're going to be sour. You're going to be straight up tough to be around. You're going to be pretty hard-headed yourself. It's going to cause you to start to get angry about things that you didn't used to get angry about. It's going to cause you to start taking it out in ways that you didn't think you would before. I've experienced all this firsthand, not becoming the hero yet. That's what I'm doing now. And it sounds so cliche and so corny, you might want to think, and you might call me a narcissistic, full of himself, whatever, because I say that I'm the hero of my story. But that really doesn't matter to me. I'm the hero of my story, and I'm going to say it proudly, and I'm going to accept it. I'm not going to allow other people's perception of me to change what I know I deserve in my life and what I know I can do in my life. We talked about this last video. You can't accept what the other people around you say about you or think about you, because it's not true. It's not true to you. The only thing that is true to you is what you believe about yourself, and you can change ability to... Ooh, there's some deer. We don't want to hit those. Holy fuck. Oh, shit. Alright, back on track. You know, your confidence is a skill that you can develop. It's not a trait you're innately built with. So, you can develop this ability to really view yourself in that light, where you do view yourself as the hero of your story, and you're not going to let anyone change your mind on it. I couldn't imagine living a life where I feel like I have to downsize myself and act like I'm not everything I know I am in order to make everyone around me think I'm acceptable and I'm not too cocky and I'm not too full of myself. I'd much rather be full of myself and be right. You know, like, I don't know where I'm going with that, but I do want to be full of myself, and I want to be right about it. I want to be confident in myself, and if it takes holding that confidence before I achieve what I'm confident about, then that's what I'm going to do. You know, you got to fake it till you make it. It's a common saying, and I don't think people understand exactly what it means in ways. I'm still figuring it out. But you got to hold that confidence in yourself that you can be what you want to be long before you are what you want to be. You've got to really allow yourself to understand how great you can be, how good you are. You know, you've got to understand the aura that you carry. A lot of people will say stuff like this on the internet, and it gets people really riled up, and you know, it can get you stirring and really believing, you know, some crazy stuff about yourself. But if you take it in a realistic aspect, you know, what do you like about yourself? What are you proud of about yourself and your own abilities? What are you proud that you can do now? Now think ahead to what are you proud of that you know you're able to do in the future? You know, are you proud of the fact that you know you've got something deep inside of you that's going to grow into something? Kind of rambling on and on with different things here, but simply put, I want everyone to understand that if you don't chase that purpose that you know you're meant for, you're going to become resentful, and resentful to the people around you who don't deserve it. You know, these people around you, whether or not they're the best people for you, whether or not they're actually supportive or they're actually caring of you and want the best for you, or if they're just judging you and constantly pinpointing everything you do wrong and, you know, all that, whatever. Whoever these people are, either way, they don't deserve you staying in their life and being less than what you can be. They don't deserve that resentment from you, and they don't deserve that energy out of you from being that person to them. If you really love the people around you and you can't imagine ignoring them and their values to go be what you want to be, you're going to end up hurting those people by not doing it. If you have to accept that you're going to leave those people behind, maybe not completely, you can still love your family, you can still, you know, be a part of it, but if you've got a purpose that you're going to go chase, you've got to chase it for yourself first. You've got to put yourself first. Without putting yourself first, without chasing the thing that you want, as I said, you're going to be resentful. You're going to hate the people around you because you hate your life around you. You hate the way you are, and it's hard to accept feeling that, you know. Be the hero of your own story. Slay the dragon in your castle. Save the girl at the top of your tower. It's some of the corniest things I think have ever come out of my mouth, but I believe them wholeheartedly, and I feel wholeheartedly towards this idea. You've got to do the thing you were meant to do. Go on your hero's journey. Be the person you were meant to be. Don't hold yourself back for anybody else. Otherwise, those people you held yourself back for will become your enemy. You will resent them. They will resent you. And life won't be enjoyable anymore. Then what's past lives, and you're not going to remember this one in your future lives. So, you know, regardless of any religious belief or reincarnation, you're going to have to accept that this is the only time you're going to remember and feel this experience. Do you want it to be good or not? Do you want it to be better or worse? Some people carry every day so much negativity, it's like they want it to be worse for themselves. It's like they want everything to be negative because they don't know anything else. They don't know anything better. And I can't live like that. I was raised by people who lived like that. I was, you know, around people who lived like that, and it's just not for me. I can't imagine constantly trying to remind myself of everything I'm a victim of, and constantly trying to remind myself of everything that's gone wrong so that I can hold this identity of being a broken, hurt person. So now I don't have any obligation to be great because I was broken, and I'm just gonna be just enough. Not for me, buddy. Not around here, partner. So I'm not going to be just enough. I'm not going to hold on to this victim complex of the things I've gone through and tell myself that it's okay that I'm half-assing my life because I'm just surviving. What is the point of just surviving? You know, you play Minecraft in survival. Do you just survive? Or do you try to build something? Do you try to do something cool? Do you try to enjoy your time surviving in the game? In that game, you could go the simple route and just only do enough to keep your character alive. But then what are you gonna do? You know, if your only goal was to just keep the character alive and just have just enough to be okay, the game's not very fun anymore. Just remember what game you're playing. Remember, this isn't just half-assed survival mode. And more than you realize it, man, you're in creative mode. You're able to do whatever you want to do. You have so much ability. Everybody does. Don't get caught up in the victim complex of telling yourself that you can't because of what's been done to you. I'd almost go to say that you can because of what's been done to you. You can do more because of the things that have hurt you. You can go further, you're stronger, you're smarter, you're better because of what's happened to you. You know, you've got to reframe that in your mind where you can understand these things that have gone wrong are not negatives. They're positives. Don't forget that. Don't let yourself drown in the idea that you're broken. Everybody that's been great was broken first. And don't get too caught up in that too, that dichotomy of, I don't know if dichotomy is the right word, I just spew big words sometimes, but don't get caught up in that idea that, okay, I'm broken now, but I'm gonna be great. I mean, yes, but also no. Yeah. If you understand anything I'm saying, you'll understand what I meant by that. Don't get too caught up in the idea of, now I'm broken, and holding that in the present moment you feel broken, but someday I'm not gonna be, because that's not true. You're not just gonna all of a sudden wake up one day and that broken will be gone and you'll be who you want to be. You got to put effort towards it. You've got to feel it. You know, you've got to really know that you're putting effort towards being not broken anymore. You're putting effort towards being the hero you want to be. A little shorter of a talk this morning. It's 6 o'clock at night, but this morning, a little shorter of a talk. Just wanted to kind of go over that idea and give everybody kind of a boost and a reminder for the day to keep trying to be the hero, keep trying to be the best you can be. Don't let yourself get stuck. It'll be a world of resentment or a world of sour feelings. Don't get caught up in your victim complex. Don't get caught up in everything that's gone wrong. Be proud of what's gone wrong and what it's made you into. Be proud of the hardships you've gone through and the esoteric wisdom you've gained through it. Be proud of what you've gone through, and be proud of everything everything you've learned from it and everything you can be because of it. Not on a religious note exactly, but you've got to admit there's something tangible to this life that decides where we go and what we're doing and our purposes. It's not just the physical. There's more to it, and I don't believe for a second that you go through things that you're not meant to. You go through exactly what you're meant to teach you exactly what you're supposed to know to be as good as you can be in your life. Now it's up to you to take it the right way. The universe isn't just going to coddle you into your perfect life. The universe is going to give you the tools to become who you need to be in your perfect life. It's your job to take those tools and use them and spin them around, alchemize that negativity into what you want to do. If you're interested, or if you haven't heard of this before, I recommend a lot of taking a look into Carl Jung, looking into the idea of the archetypes, and just kind of understanding some of his symbology, because it's going to relate kind of to what I'm saying. But that's really all I can say about that, and I don't want to keep rambling. So be the hero of your story. Don't let nobody stop you. Take the things you were supposed to go through and become the person you were supposed to be. It's your job to do it. I don't mean that in a way that's supposed to hurt you. It's supposed to make you feel rushed or pushed to do something you don't want to do. Just do it. Do the thing you're supposed to do. Take what has happened to you and turn it into something good. Alchemize it. Alright, we're going to wrap that little talk up there. Talk about what we're doing in the gym today. Going in, hitting an arm day. Felt super good last time. Really strong on the curls, on everything. We're just going to keep up the same routine. I mean, my arms are looking great as of right now. Feeling better by the day. Just keep doing the same process I was before. So start off with, in the past I've started with triceps and gone over to biceps. Don't feel like that was conducive as much to the growth as the other way around. So we're doing biceps first. Start with standing, alternating side curls, Jimbro curls, however you want to call them. Being pretty strict. We're focusing on contracting the muscle, not just throwing the weight. Lift as heavy as we can, get good reps, control the eccentric. Then we'll move on to some reverse curls, probably at the cable machine with the straight bar. I found the cable reverse curls just get so much more activation than with the dumbbell, so we're going with those. And then we'll probably fire out some finishing curls with that same cable and bar. Maybe alternate either set, going reverse, normal, just to really get everything pumped up together. Then over on the triceps, do some straight bar push downs. Then onto the seated dip machine. I'm going to really try to get some good heavy sets in there. My triceps have blown up a little bit since that last session of using that seated dip machine, and I'm pretty okay with that. I noticed a sizable jump in how my triceps look unpumped and relaxed, the size of them after that session. Hey, you got to be a little bit of a detective to understand that caused that. So we're doing those again. We're going to try to get more straight, consistent sets just on that machine. And go over for the pump check. No abs today. Feeling sufficiently abbed from yesterday. Try to film some clips in there again today. You're going to hear me kind of repeat these things day to day and try to figure out my vernacular and the way I want to talk about this stuff, and figure out what fills up empty space in the video and what actually makes enjoyable listening content. So bear with me for a little while. We're figuring this out. that, do the pump check, try to film some videos for y'all, and to show y'all what it looks like when we're getting these workouts done. And that'll be about it. So we're about to pull into the gym right now. I'll talk to you guys after the fact. Alright, y'all. We're in the tanning room, getting a little post on. There's too many people out there by the big mirrors with the good lighting, so do it in here. It's not too bad. Got a nice big mirror in front of me here to check everything, so let's check her out. I'm not sure how this is showing up on camera. Oh, we're looking good. Big old meat machine right there. That is awesome. So this is what I was talking about. Hitting them biceps first seems to do something, man. It's usually, the arms do not look this big after the pump. Let's hit a little. What am I doing? Take my fucking shirt off. And get the little back double by. We are feeling totally ripped. Alright, gang. Relatively quick arm day. You know, it wasn't no Rich Piana 8-hour arm workout or nothing, but pumped nonetheless. Feeling great. I spy with my little eye a bicep vein. Now, it's maybe the first time I've ever seen one of those on myself. Kinda hyped. Not gonna lie. Other than that, we measured before workout. I measured just under 14 inches for the biceps, or for the arm as a whole, I guess. 14 inches. Now, not totally impressive, right? Finished the workout at about 15 inches. So that's a full inch just in pump, you know. I mean, it's not absurd to think of, but it feels really cool to know that, you know what I mean, you can fluctuate the size of your arm an inch. You know, how awesome is that, you know? So, really proud of that workout. Felt super good. Give kind of a recap. So, started off with the bicep curls, like I said. Did the 40s to start with today. Pretty strong, only was able to get about 6 reps, you know, clean reps, so not too crazy. And we went down to 35s for quite a few sets, and then 30s. Then we hit some crossbody hammer curls. Felt super good, hitting that brachialis, not the brachioradialis, hear me out, brachialis on the side more. Then a little bit of reverse curls with an easy bar, hands on top, you know. So, nothing too crazy there. Yapping and yapping. Went over to triceps, started on the tricep dip machine, sat down, hit a good few sets of those, nice and heavy. Then over to some straight bar push downs, and after that we are on to single arm cable push downs, which I think that's my favorite movement there. That single arm, you can really feel that contraction. I feel like when you do stuff dual-handed, you can feel like one of them's not really getting that pump. You know, you can feel like one muscle on one side is taking over more than the other. So, this ain't a tutorial or nothing. I'm just talking about the stuff I noticed. So, bear with me there. But yeah, I mean, that was a great pump. Nothing more to talk about it, really. I'll show you the pump check in there. I ended up, you'll see it. You'll see it. So that's about all we got there. You know, I really don't have nothing too inspirational to say about the gym here today, but I mean, I guess something a little funny. I walked up and I started curling with the 40s, and this older fella, he must have felt threatened by me. He must have felt, you know, I'm not being cocky, but he must have felt like, oh, you're trying to show me up. So he grabs the 45s and starts ripping an absurd set of hammer curls. I mean, he was just swinging them. I can't even blame him. I thought it was funny. You know, it's what we all do. You know, if you're doing an exercise and the guy next to you grabs the dumbbells 5 pounds higher, it's a little competition you've started at that point, and I think it's just fun. You know, there's no reason to get caught up in it, but it's just funny to see. You know, especially these older guys, man. I mean, back in his day, he was probably throwing around way more weight than I ever will. You know, and it's just funny to see some things never leave you. You know, some things never, you're never too old or too grown for certain aspects, you know. So, yeah, that's about it on the talk there. This video is going to be quite a bit shorter, trying to cut it down, be a little more concise with my words, and, you know, kind of get the point across. Yeah, I mean, that was a great workout. Had a great pre-car talk. Feeling good, feeling pumped. You will have already seen the pump check. We'll put that in between here. And that's about all for today, guys. So I'm going to keep it easy. I'm going to listen to some music the rest of my ride home. And we're going to enjoy the rest of our night. Thank you guys for watching.